I wonder what's on TV.
Oh. Ah. I'm back. I believe. Let me get everything started, and I'll run everything shortly. I just have on some kind of Silent Hill inspired music at the moment. Oh. Actually, it's SCP inspired, not Silent Hill. My bad. Let me try to find something that will not give me... I can't even play Resident Evil music. I'll try to find something that's like free and copyright free. But I don't know what to pick. It's everything I pick. I get like copyright on YouTube. On Twitch, it's not a problem, but YouTube, it's a big problem. So what should I pick? Should I listen to a story? Is it going to get me copyright for a story? I do have audio podcasts I can listen to. I'm just not ready. This is okay, but it's a little drony. Let me look at my YouTube music real quick. See if anything's like free. Is DDR music okay? I would do DDR music, but it's all short as heck. What if I did the 9 Inch Nails remixes? It'll probably catch them too, just because they're pretty popular, I guess. Shit. I could watch something. Though I'd rather watch or listen to something. I don't know what I could watch. Wasn't I listening to something? I don't know what to do, dude. Too much stuff gets you copyright. What if I listen to... No. And like, part of me is just like, play the game. And it's like, I know, I need something. My freaking ADHD self needs some kind of... Should we just watch some fucking crazy... Why not? I hope the,
D'Angelo is dead, Mom. Dead.
It's gonna be one of those streams. I'm gonna pause this music for a second. It's relaxing. But I need something a little more engaging. Not that the game's not engaging. I just like to have something that... I was thinking something funny, but... Let's see something macabre. Warning. What you're about to witness is crazy.
Why is my nephew and your grandchild dead? Why?
I just feel like he's with me, like his spirit.
I don't know. He's dead, Mom.
I'm going to ask you a horrific question. Do you think that it's possible during your night or sleeping or dreaming that you got up and did anything to him?
The most dreaded type of 911 call filtered into the Clinton Township, Michigan dispatch on the morning of January 11th, 2010. A little boy had been found unresponsive in his family's bathtub. What first appeared to be an inconceivably tragic accident soon transformed into one of the most complex and confusing murder investigations. And even today, there remains questions. What really happened behind those closed doors that frigid winter morning?
But no one's putting any blame on you. We just want to know what happened. It just, all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but it just snapped.
It was just 7:30 in the morning when police arrived at the apartment on Clinton Place. After knocking several times, a woman answered the door and silently let them in. Inside, the home was completely dark, save for a single light coming from the hallway bathroom, where a tragic scene was waiting for them. Next to the bathtub, another woman was kneeling over a small boy. He was still in his pajamas, which were drenched with water, and he didn't appear to be breathing. First responders took the boy into the living room and made every effort to resuscitate him, but were unsuccessful. In one final effort, they loaded him into an ambulance and rushed him to the hospital. Officers at the scene noted strange behavior, especially on the part of the older of the two women. She explained that she was the boy's mother, but was unable to give his full name or his birthday.
What?
The younger woman said she was the boy's aunt, but was also unable to provide definitive information. Maybe they were both in shock, or perhaps there was something else going on. The boy was eventually identified as 4-year-old D'Angelo Tobia and was being cared for by the two women that shared the apartment. His aunt, 25-year-old Tanina Borgia, and his grandmother, 60-year-old Terry Borgia, not his mother as she had stated. Terry's older daughters, Vicky and Amelia, lived in the area with their children. Amelia and her husband Bashar frequently left their two sons in Terry's care, sometimes together and sometimes separately, which was the case on the weekend of January 9th. Amelia, trusting that D'Angelo was in good hands, never imagined that it would be the last time she'd see her son alive. Back at the hospital, medical professionals did all they could to save the 4-year-old. But tragically, D'Angelo Tobia was pronounced dead just 45 minutes after the initial 911 call. Tanina, who had followed her nephew to the hospital, was transported to the police station that afternoon to speak to detectives about what happened. Police reports state that she was never actually with her nephew while at the hospital. Both the police and D'Angelo's devastated family needed to make sense of what happened. The following interrogations have never been seen before. They've been analyzed by a qualified team, including a licensed professional counselor, a licensed clinical psychologist, a licensed attorney, and a former detective, former licensed polygraph examiner, and former hostage negotiation commander and instructor.
I'm sorry for what happened. I'm sorry for your loss.
No,
It is horrible. It's just horrible.
I'm just trying not to break down, and I was crying on the way here.
Yeah, it is so hard. Absolutely.
It's an interesting red flag that Tanina feels she has to let the detective know that she was crying on the way over. It seems like she wants to explain and excuse why she isn't crying now.
I was crying on the way here.
A person who is truly emotional and in shock at the death of a family member, especially a child, wouldn't have to make such an obvious statement or feel the need to prove they cried earlier.
That's kind of
I don't know
weird.
what happened. That's the thing. I just woke
Right.
up and I didn't. All I seen was him floating in the tub. I didn't see anything before that.
You said he was face up floating?
He was face
Okay.
up. He was floating on his back, and I don't know anything.
Prior to that.
Prior to that, I don't.
Right.
I woke up. I was tossing and turning. I didn't hear any screaming. I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
So, I mean, and I think he drowned maybe an hour or so prior to
you.
waking up.
Okay.
So I didn't hear anything.
It's certainly noteworthy that Tanina gives a specific time when she thinks D'Angelo drowned, begging the question, how would she know this?
Okay, you were probably fast asleep
I mean, I was
at that
fast
point.
asleep, yeah,
Okay.
but I didn't. I mean, I would have woke up if I heard him screaming, or if I
Right.
would have heard anything.
According to the CDC, drowning is the leading cause of death for children ages 1 through 4. So, while unfortunate, an accidental drowning wouldn't be such a surprise to law enforcement.
So can you kind of go over what happened yesterday? Starting with when
When I was,
D'Angelo got dropped off?
yeah, he
What
was,
time did he get dropped off?
He got dropped off actually Saturday.
Oops.
Okay. So he's been there a few days.
Yeah, he was there a couple days, but I think that the floor is really wet in there. It's
Mm-hmm.
really slippery. So I think he bumped his head because there is abrasions, but I think he slipped and fell in there.
We'll hear more from Tanina later as she shares her fascinating insights on the case in an exclusive interview. But for now, she doesn't display a lot of shock despite this chilling revelation. Terry, for her part, was taken into custody at the scene and brought in for questioning earlier in the day.
My name is Detective Lieutenant Mark Rubinski. Obviously, I work for the police department. And I'm here to talk to you about what happened overnight and early this morning with your grandson, okay? If you could do me a favor, could you sign over there saying that you acknowledge all these rights? And do you understand all those?
Yes.
Okay. If you understand all those, are you willing to waive your rights and talk to me today?
I think I'd rather have a lawyer.
Okay.
I mean, I think that would be the best thing.
Okay. And you don't have to say anything. That's up to you.
I think I would rather have a lawyer.
Okay, that's not a problem. Not a problem at all. I just wanted to afford you the opportunity to let me know what happened. But that's, like I said, if you want a lawyer, that's fine.
I mean, I'm not a lawyer. The other, can't afford a lawyer.
No, I understand you want to be appointed one. I understand. Okay, not a problem. Thank you very much. Come back with me over here.
Despite sounding a bit out of it or shaken by the situation, Terry requests a lawyer, which means she won't be answering any questions. Her initial request of, "I think I'd rather have a lawyer," is not technically unequivocal. In some cases, this statement might be construed as not being a strict invocation of the right to counsel. However, in this case, the detective treats the words as an exercise of the right and ceases questioning. She almost undoes herself when she says, "not a lawyer," but she immediately clarifies that she means simply that she cannot afford one and wants appointed counsel. Still, while she's at the station, the officer informs her that a forensic nurse will be taking samples of her hair and fingernails, and he tells her he has a warrant for this collection and one for her house.
You're gonna do it at my house?
Yes, at your house. On Clinton Place?
Oh, they're gonna do a search.
We already did. And I'll bring you that too.
Was there anything wrong or anything?
Well, we're just there to try to figure out what happened, so we have to collect evidence, maybe some of the stuff in the bathroom and other things like that. Just to try to figure out what happened.
When a suspect invokes the right to counsel, this doesn't mean police may no longer talk to them. Police interrogation must cease until an attorney is present and the suspect wants to answer questions, or until the suspect freely waives the right to counsel. It's noteworthy that the detective doesn't ask her any questions, which would not be allowed, and instead only provides information. As previously mentioned, first responders were immediately alerted to the strange behavior they encountered in the apartment. But the unusualness of the situation actually started when Tanina first made her 911 call. Tanina first called 911 at 7:15 a.m.
911. Hey, my nephew just drowned in the bathtub. Can you send somebody over?
He drowned in the bathtub.
What was that?
What did you just say?
My nephew just drowned in the bathtub.
What do you mean he drowned?
He
What did you
drowned.
just say?
Yeah.
She sounds so casual. Yeah, my nephew just drowned in the bathtub. Can you send someone over? Come get him.
Just try to figure out what happened.
He's
When
like,
a
what?
suspect invokes the right to counsel, this doesn't mean police may no longer talk to them. Police interrogation must cease until an attorney is present and the suspect wants to answer questions, or until the suspect freely waives the right to counsel. It's noteworthy that the detective doesn't ask her any questions, which would not be allowed, and instead only...
No, I think he's gone.
Keep trying. How long was he in there?
I don't know, for a while.
Well, a while,
Oops.
like 5 minutes?
I went ahead
half hour?
too far.
And other things like that. Just try to figure out what happened.
When a suspect invokes the right to counsel, this doesn't mean police may no longer talk to them. Police interrogation must cease until an attorney is present and the suspect wants to answer questions, or until the suspect freely waives the right to counsel. It's noteworthy that the detective doesn't ask her any questions, which would not be allowed, and instead only provides information. As previously mentioned, first responders were immediately alerted to the strange behavior they encountered in the apartment. But the unusualness of the situation actually started when Tanina first made her 911 call. Tanina first called 911 at 7:15 a.m.
I used up all my alkaloids.
Hey, my nephew just drowned in the bathtub. Can you send somebody over?
What do you mean he just drowned in the bathtub?
What was that?
What did you just say?
My nephew
The-
just drowned in the bathtub.
What do you mean he drowned?
He drowned.
He's dead?
Yeah, I think he's dead. I don't know if somebody can resuscitate him.
How old is he?
Oh my God, he's only 3 years old.
Did you get him out of there?
No, I don't know what to do.
Okay, get him out of
Oh
the
my God.
Get him out of the tub.
Okay,
Don't hang up.
I'm not. Get him out.
Get him out
Oh
of the
my
tub.
god.
Turn him over. Try to get the water.
Okay, okay, okay.
Can you get him on his side?
Yeah,
Is he breathing at all?
no,
Okay, try to tap on his back, see if any water comes up.
no,
No.
no,
All right. You know how to do CPR?
no.
Like, how
You
old is he?
idiot.
I'm 25.
All right. Tilt his head back a little bit.
Okay,
And put your face over his whole mouth.
okay.
And just give a breathe into his mouth, okay? See if anything happens. See if his chest rises or anything like that.
No, I think he's gone.
Keep trying. How long was he in there?
I don't know, for a while.
Well, a while, like in 5 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour?
I don't know, like an hour. His lips are so blue.
His blue?
Yeah,
All right, all right. You know where his heart is in the middle of his chest?
yeah.
All right, take your 2 hands and just a little bit above it and just push on his chest in the middle as much as you can, okay? Do about 10 times and then breathe into him again. I need you to stay calm. Stay calm.
No, what's this?
Okay. Is there 2 people there?
Yeah.
All right, I want two people. One to do the chest compressions and the other one to breathe for him.
Mom, can you come here? Can you breathe in his mouth? Breathe in his mouth. No, breathe in his mouth. I'm sorry. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
They're on the way. They'll be there very shortly, but you need to breathe for him until we get there. Where's your mom at?
She's right here.
Is she doing anything?
No.
Okay.
Yep.
How's he doing?
She feels warm.
He's warm? Okay, that's a good sign.
Hi.
What's going on?
He drowned.
Are the medical there?
I don't know. I just woke up
Oh,
this morning.
is there an ambulance?
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, no, good job. You did good.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
When paramedics arrived at the house, Tanina was still on the phone with dispatch. Terry didn't open the door or turn on a light before being prompted to do so, and first responders felt it was a bit strange that Terry hadn't seemed prepared for their arrival. It was also noted that neither Terry nor Tanina appeared to have wet clothing, even though they had removed D'Angelo from the bathtub.
So can I go back?
I don't
Okay.
know.
Last night, what time did you go to bed?
I went to bed at 10:30.
Okay. And where was your mom and D'Angelo at that point?
They were sleeping on the couch.
Okay. And were they just sleeping? Were they watching TV?
They were just watching TV.
Okay.
Tanina's first answer follows a long
What time did you go to bed?
I went to bed at 10:30.
indicating that she needs a bit of time to think of her answer. Note in about 30 seconds when she pauses again.
And where was your mom and D'Angelo at that point?
They were sleeping on the couch.
This wouldn't be as significant except that with her second answer, Tanina interrupts the detective to say they were watching TV.
And were they just sleeping? Were they watching TV?
They were just watching TV.
Okay.
This is generally a red flag behavior, and detectives are going to want to know why she feels pressure to get that out. While Terry is being held, her oldest daughter Vicky, Tanina's sister, comes to visit her. Their other sister, Amelia, is D'Angelo's mother. Vicky not only tries to assist her mother while she's in jail, but also attempts to get some information from her about what really happened.
Hi, Mom. I love you. Something's fine. Yeah, I love you. Mom, okay, listen. I'm so sorry. Okay, what happened, Mom? I'm going to give you a lawyer. I don't understand. You don't understand what happened? I just don't understand. Are you okay? Are you okay? Okay. No. It's terrible. You didn't do it. I don't know what happened.
Don't say nothing.
Okay. I don't understand anything. I don't get it. Okay, you don't get it. I don't either. Okay? I love him so much. I know you do. I love him. He's like Toy Story. I know. A little Toy Story, and he's so gentle. I don't know. He's just like a little doll.
What?
I don't know.
It's like a little doll. Is that what she said?
I'm so confused. Okay, I know you're confused. I know you're confused. I'm on top of it. I'm very confused about everything. I'm just worrying so much about so many things. And I just think it took a toll on me. I called you. I said, Vicky. I said, I'm not doing so good right now. And you turned around and you said, oh, I know. I didn't.
Damn, 50 fucking million? Hell no.
What is the hard time? Everything.
I'll pay 80K.
What happened? And there's just so many bills and everything. It's overwhelming. What does that have to do with D'Angelo? I don't know. Okay, what happened with D'Angelo? Did Tonina know what happened? No. No?
No.
You just woke up this morning? What did you tell the police? I don't know.
So that was the last time you really saw them, and then you went to bed. Did you hear any noises throughout the
No,
night?
I didn't hear any noises. I didn't hear any noises in the morning.
Okay. So,
I didn't hear anything at all.
okay. So you woke up at what time?
I woke up at
Dork 30.
I woke up at 7
Okay.
this morning, 7 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay, and what happened then?
I walked into the bathroom and he was floating on top, and he was just floating on the water, and he had his pants on still, and he had a shirt.
You have a bathroom in your bedroom in there, so why would you get up and go in the other bathroom? Did somebody say something to you, direct you to do that?
My mom was, Tonina, are you up? And I'm like, yeah, I'm up. And I walked out of my bathroom and
Okay.
I just walked down the hall. And
Where was your mom at this point?
she was just pacing back and forth, like she really didn't know what she was doing.
Pacing where? In the living room, the kitchen, the hallway, her bedroom?
She was pacing in the kitchen.
Okay. And she didn't say, hey, D'Angelo is in the bathtub, call 911?
No,
How
she
did-
did. She told me to call 911.
Why would she do that?
Maybe she was in shock. Or
Okay,
maybe
and where was she at when she told you this? In the kitchen still?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's in the kitchen kind of pacing back and forth, kind of...
Yeah, maybe she didn't. Yeah, like she didn't know what she was doing.
Okay.
I think she
This is
was
pretty good, but it's
confused.
fucking
How has she
500K.
been acting recently?
She's been acting a little different. She went through a huge depression after my dad died.
When did he pass away?
He passed away 5 years ago.
Okay.
But I think it's finally sunk in, and
Okay.
She's showing some signs of anxiety, such as itching her nose and rubbing the back of her neck. It's also odd that she's kept so many layers of clothing on. She's dressed for winter, but the officer doesn't seem to be as bundled. Anxiety can pull the blood away from your extremities, so it can make you feel quite cold, which might explain why she feels the need to be bundled up.
I think it's been really hard for her to pay for everything and do everything. I think the bills have loaded up on her.
Okay.
And, you know, she's been under a lot of stress. She's a very good woman, very wonderful mom.
Mhm.
I mean,
How'd she get along with you?
Looks pretty good.
she
So I might as
she
well.
gets along with everybody. She worries about
If it
everybody.
does.
She calls us every minute. Like, you know,
Okay.
she's just an, regular, normal mother,
Gotcha.
you know.
Gotcha.
Tanina abruptly shifts from attempting to make character references for her mother by saying she's a good woman and mom to a regular, normal mother. This change brings up some questions about what Tanina really thinks about her mom. Her rapid verbal slippage seems to indicate that she quickly realizes that saying Terry is a great woman and mom will be found as a lie, or at the very least, something that could be challenged, so she has to downplay it quickly in the same breath. If she did it over a period of time, it might seem more normal, but this is in the same sentence.
Did your mom normally give D'Angelo baths? And if so, what time does he normally give them to him?
She normally gives him a bath.
Is it normally at 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning? Which would have been the time frame. If you woke up at 7 for an hour, you looked
Yeah,
at 5,
maybe.
6 in the a.m.
Maybe he woke up and maybe he turned the bath on himself.
Yeah.
Maybe he slipped and fell. I mean, I don't know. I'm
Right,
just
once
saying,
again,
like,
okay.
once again, like,
Yeah.
Tanina's
Yeah.
behavior here has a significant upward inflection. This seems to indicate her uncertainty. She might truly not know the answer, or she's searching for an explanation. The officer isn't doing a great
You
job
tell
with this
me.
question so far, because he's asking multiple things at once and not letting her answer before moving forward. He should ask one question at a time and leave them more open-ended. Tanina seems to be throwing out a lot of options here. This is similar to what we see when guilty individuals throw out a lot of alternatives for detectives to look at, to keep them searching in different
I've got
areas and looking at
Doritos.
people besides themselves. Anything to take the focus off of what actually happened. As well, typically we would expect to see Tanina be horrified and demanding answers to explain what happened to her nephew.
I don't know what happened because I didn't hear her and I didn't hear
Right.
him. And all I did was wake up and see him floating
Okay.
on top of everything. And, like,
Perhaps Tanina is being truthful here. Of course, one also has to consider that she might have been awoken by sounds of screaming and thrashing coming from the bathroom, and arose to see what was happening.
the floors are really slippery in there. So I
Mhm.
don't know if he might have just slipped and hurt himself. I mean, I don't know.
Everyone's always
what
just
happened.
slipping and dying in there, you know.
I saved shock and I tried to get him out of the tub and resuscitate him.
Absolutely.
In actuality, Tanina had to be told by dispatch to take D'Angelo out of the tub.
And
What was your mom doing all this time when you were doing CPR?
I think she was just watching me and she was kind of pacing still. I think she was just in disbelief. I think she was just in another world. Like, she didn't know what happened or what
Do you remember asking her to help you with CPR?
Yeah.
Do you remember what her response was to that?
I don't think she could do it.
Okay.
I think she was just, it was something tragic, you know, like
Mhm.
she just couldn't bear to do it. Sometimes people aren't
Sure.
really strong enough. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, holy shit, I don't even know how I could even
Yeah.
get down and.
Okay, I should be doing those
You
monthlies.
did very well, but I listened to the tape.
Dang.
Yeah, that's
What's
really
the
nice
monthly?
tape.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It seems strange.
But, let
that
me go to
Tanina would be
QuickFM for now.
apparently flattered by the
Just wanna
detective's compliment
get
that
some
she did a good
merits.
job administering CPR.
Actually, let me go
Despite
to
the alleged attempt to save D'Angelo's life, the little boy passed
Otter
away.
real quick.
Yet she is happy to have received the praise.
For somebody who didn't know really CPR, the way you listened to the dispatch and what he did, sounded like he did everything he possibly could.
I tried so hard.
Yeah.
He
And
was
got
able
so
to
far.
obtain an exclusive interview with Tanina Borgia. 13 years later, Tanina's recollection of that morning looks a bit different, as does other changes and discrepancies in her story, which will come up later. We're using stills from our call with her because her internet connection was too unstable.
When I woke up, my mom had knocked on my door. It was 3 a.m. in the morning.
I woke up at 7.
And it's interesting because Eminem has a song. 3 a.m. in the morning, put my key in the door, bodies laying all over the floor. I don't remember how they got there, but I must have killed
What?
them. And I think it's a really interesting song because that happened to me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
What?
I think he drowned
What'd she
like
say?
maybe an hour or so prior to
Prior to
me.
you.
By the detective's compliment that she did a good job administering CPR. Despite the alleged attempt to save D'Angelo's life, the little boy passed away. Yet she is happy to have received the praise.
For somebody who didn't know really CPR, the way you listened to the dispatch and what he did, sounded like he did everything he possibly could.
I tried so hard.
Yeah.
Iwu was able to obtain an exclusive interview with Tanina Borgia. 13 years later, Tanina's recollection of that morning looks a bit different, as does other changes and discrepancies in her story, which will come up later. We're using stills from our call with her because her internet connection was too unstable.
When I woke up, my mom had knocked on my door. It was 3 a.m. in the morning.
I woke up at 7.
And it's interesting because Eminem
And it's interesting because Eminem has a song.
Has a song. 3 a.m. in the morning, put my key in the door, body's laying all
Put my key in the door, bodies laying all over the floor.
over the floor. I don't remember how they got there, but I must have killed them. And I think it's a really interesting song.
I don't know how they got there, but I must have killed them. And I think it's a really interesting song because
that happened to
that
me.
happened to me at 3 o'clock in the
3 o'clock
morning.
in the morning.
I think he drowned like maybe an hour or so.
What the
I don't know how that happened. I tried my hardest. I've never given CPR before. And they said I was ordering a pizza. And no, I was not ordering a pizza. And I did not find that funny. I did not find any of their comments funny because it was a really big struggle. I had to get water out of his lungs and I had to breathe into his mouth. And I had to make sure, you know, to tip him over to me. And I did this for 15 minutes.
Remember Tanina's comment about the Eminem song. We'll come back to that in a bit.
Yeah.
But
Why didn't Mom let the firemen in? Why did they have to bang on the door?
I don't know. Maybe the door was locked.
It was locked.
Yeah, maybe it was locked. But
Why did it take her a while to answer? Like, you couldn't do anything. You were busy doing CPR. Why didn't she answer the door?
I think she was just pacing. I think in her mind she has racing thoughts.
Oh, okay.
She just has racing thoughts.
But the paramedics, I don't know if they were high, if they were on drugs, or what they were doing, because they went the wrong way. Why would you go the wrong way when you're directly across the street from me? But they went in the back entrance. And it took them 15 minutes to realize there's a front entrance.
Once again, it's difficult not to notice the difference in Tanina's accounts.
Just thoughts that keep on polluting her mind and convoluting it. And I think that she just doesn't know what's going on.
Has she ever said kind of strange things to you, like hearing voices or somebody telling them that you're to do something or, you know, acting violently recently, anything like that?
There hasn't been any advisement stuff, but I mean, like, she does have strange behavior. She cannot clean a house. She can't function to do daily things.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing where, like, she's ever acted violently or hit anybody or hurt anybody. Things happen, you know, everything can happen, you know, especially...
There's an interesting pause here, like she was going to say something, but then repeats the idea that he slipped and fell. She seems stuck on that idea, and maybe even be pushing for it to be believed.
Somebody could slip and fall. You know what I mean? Like, it
Sure,
could happen. You know, it is possible.
Are there no
too, and,
homeboys
like,
here?
He isn't in the right state of mind either.
Or would have gotten himself right up out of the bathroom.
Right, he would have gotten himself right up, so...
Let me check
Because
real
he
quick.
was a normal 4-year-old child, right?
Right.
That wasn't anything special.
No, he was not a special. He was right on top of everything.
Gotcha.
He was very bright, very smart. I mean, could put my earphones together.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
gotcha.
Like,
Yeah.
snap it out. I'm like, whoa, you need to be a mechanic. You
Right,
know?
oh, yeah.
But
Wow.
very bright man, little man, and everything is gonna be good. Like, I mean, like, in terms of, I'm just trying to keep it together.
No, I know it's hard.
in my life.
It's very hard.
I'm just-
You're going to have a hard time because now you're going to go
Yeah.
back to an empty apartment.
Yeah, it's really hard right
It's
now.
hard. If you have a friend or something that maybe can stay with you or
Yeah.
family, I know you've got an older
Family,
sister or
yeah.
a couple of them, so.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Can you think of anything else that I'm missing? Because once again, we don't know really what happened either, and I know you kind of slept through most of it.
Tanina does a lip compression here, and this is a particularly odd spot to
I don't
have
think
a
so.
negative
Sure.
reaction. It could potentially indicate that there's something the detective is missing, and she may have an idea about what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point. I don't know what happened. I didn't,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
But we'll find out more tomorrow because the medical examiner's going to take a look. But
Okay.
She will finally take off her gloves shortly after this point. This would be a good opportunity for the detective to get a closer look at her hands and see if there are any signs of injuries that could have resulted from a struggle. If he was afraid that asking to see her hands might have revealed his suspicion toward her, he could have said something like, "I like your nails," or "I like your ring." Tanina would have likely enjoyed the attention and shown him her nails or ring. However, he won't take advantage of this opportunity.
Isn't it a felony or something? No, you haven't been charged of anything. You didn't do anything. I mean, where's everything going to go? Okay, well, that's not going to happen. Is that what you want to happen? I mean, what do you want to do, ma'am? I want to come home. Okay, I want you to come home, too. I want to come home. Just go on. I want none of this to happen.
In between their discussions about Terry's finances, finding an attorney, and what to do with the apartment, Terry gives little glimpses into the morning D'Angelo died.
And you're going to face prison charges. So you better figure out what's going on. What happened? I want to go home, Vicky. Mom, D'Angelo is dead. D'Angelo is dead, Mom. Dead. Why? Why is my nephew and your grandchild dead? Why? I don't know. He's dead, Mom.
It sounds like Vicky may be trying to shock her mom into saying something, but Terry seems markedly unwell mentally. She sounds confused and lost, which could be a trauma
Probably have
response or
211,
some
sure.
significant mental health issue.
We went to the hospital and looked at D'Angelo dead today. Oh, my God. Dead. Why? My God. Oh, Annie must be so upset. She must be just crying. Crying. That's her baby. That's like taking one of us. What happened?
Whew.
Was Tonina involved?
I'm eating some spicy Doritos. They're too hot.
He just woke up in the morning and he just happened to just fall into the bathtub. He drowned in the
I'll be
bathtub.
right back. I need a drink.
In the corner.
All right, I'm back. I got some lemonade. Oh, fuck, I'm sweating. Man, spicy stuff makes me sweat so bad, but I love eating it. Even like spicy queso. The Blanco, the white Blanco's queso. It's so spicy, but I love it. All right.
Water. D'Angelo drowned in a quarter-inch of water. The kid can swim across an ocean, but he drowned in a quarter-inch of water. How? I don't know. Did he hit his head? I don't know. I don't know what happened. He hit his head? I don't know. Vicky, I don't have any idea.
There's a clear discrepancy. Was there a quarter-inch of water, or was there enough water that he was floating in it? According to crime scene photos, the truth seems to be that there was just enough water that D'Angelo could have been found floating.
And you woke up to him like that? I'm out of my mind. I can't even cry. I can't scream. I can't sleep. I can't walk. I can't eat. I don't know what the hell is going on. Stay here anymore. I don't. It's the worst place in the world. I was here for a week. Trust me. I know. I don't want you in here. You're my mother. You're Terry Borgia. My God. What are you doing? I don't know. They're so terrible here. They're so mean. So terrible and everything. Awful. Oh my God. Oh my God. I think it's a dream. I'm dreaming. What did it say about me? He says you're the nicest lady in the world and you wouldn't hurt a fly. That's what he told me. Thank God there was Haiti going on, the earthquake of Haiti, because there's nothing in there about you. Thank God there was Haiti going on.
What the fuck?
This is a particularly troubling comment. It shows how focused they are on themselves. While what has happened is horrible, it's hard to imagine not feeling any empathy for those in Haiti just because it's keeping your family out of the front pages.
But how is Amy? Amy is, I don't know, Mom. She's trying, Mom, let's just not talk about Amy, okay? Please.
Right.
I'd rather not talk about Amy, okay? Just, Amy's not mad.
They're so like obsessed with themselves.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So, just, you know what I'm saying? Let's not talk
Hum
about
along. Hey!
Amy, okay? She's not raging.
I was watching some crazy,
And she loves you, okay?
Explore with us. Thanks for, I just looked at my YouTube chat. Big ups to you.
And if you want to know about my mom was awesome. She was the coolest mom ever. Like on Valentine's Day,
I'm just,
jelly into a heart. You know, she was that kind of a mom, and she just would always
being a dork.
things to make her laugh. Like she would purposefully like mess up my clothes, like put smiley faces on my butt. So I would come home and tell her this funny story about these kids making fun of me because she just loved to laugh. And she was a total comedian, and she was everything. She was a lawyer, an accountant. She did everything for our household, and she was such an integral part of our life. And she was an amazing woman. And it's sad it went down that that's the kind of person people think she is, but people think that of me too.
When Tanina returned to speak with investigators for a second time, just a few days after the tragic incident, some intriguing new information presented itself during the course of the interview.
I want to ask you some questions because your interview the other day was quick and, you know, you were rattled, which you still are today, but maybe we can get some more information. It seems to be a secret with some of your family members about your mom being on some depression medications or anything like that. Am I accurate with that? Some people seem not to know.
Tanina does another lip compression movement, which we've seen her do earlier. She doesn't appear to like that he's bringing this up.
Are you okay? I mean, I haven't been okay for, that for a long time. Just things, I mean, but if you're still so stressed and you have these problems, why didn't you go back to where you were before and have them help you? And you do this with counselors and with people. This isn't counselors or people. This is jail. This ain't a great place. I know. This is terrible. You're in the mental jacket. Come on. Yeah, I know. They put me in the mental jacket. I don't want to live anymore.
Terry has a history of mental health issues that seemed to develop around the time that she lost her husband of 32 years in 2005. She was diagnosed with depression. She was also hospitalized briefly in 2009, just 1 year before D'Angelo's death. Major depression can manifest itself in a variety of ways. Most surprising to many is the homicidal ideations and impulsivity that can present in individuals with depression. However, it's also incredibly rare for someone with depression to kill, and the rates of women with depression who kill are only 0.5 to 1%. As well, possibly killing her grandson likely indicates severe mental illness. And it's very unlikely that such severe mental illness could develop due to bereavement alone. It's likely that Terry had long-standing mental illness that was exacerbated by a major life stressor, such as the death of her husband 5 years prior. Despite all of this, her two oldest daughters, Vicky and Amelia, still trusted their mother with their children.
Some people seem to be doing some weird, like, my sister doesn't want me to be a part of my sister's funeral.
You mean your mom's funeral?
No, my nephew's funeral.
Or I'm sorry, your nephew's
No, that's okay. I mean, no, she doesn't want me to be a part of his funeral. She doesn't want me to come.
What?
Why wouldn't you want me to come to his funeral?
Normally, we point out declarative statements made with palms up and the contradiction in that movement. But here Tanina's got her palms down as if making a statement, but she's asking a question. This isn't the typical mismatch we encounter, and indicates that perhaps she actually does know why her sister doesn't want her there.
It seems like, I don't know.
Happy holidays to everyone, and how long, if you're still there. Over on YouTube, I'm just streaming over on Twitch. But I got my two chats up, so I can see the
Who is?
double the chat.
She's filling my sister Amy's head with thoughts that I'm involved into everything.
And Tonina has nothing to do with it. For real. For real. Swear to God. Swear to God. Swear to God. Poor Amy. Oh my God, Amy. That's the worst thing. Amy's her little boy.
I keep forgetting what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm just kind of scrolling up and down.
He looks like Bashar so much. This is a nightmare, Mom.
I'm trying to think of who I need. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 2 more. Do I have Omia out?
Tanina doesn't refer to her nephew by name, but rather as a little boy.
I woke up, I gave him CPR. I don't know what happened. My sister's screaming at me. My sister Amy is screaming at me. Like, for somebody to be telling her things, first of all, my sister's not an investigator.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? She doesn't need
I'm so blind.
to be telling anybody anything.
Despite what Tanina has just stated, it's only natural that her sister would be asking questions as a result of the horrific incident. Tanina should be asking questions as well.
She doesn't even need to be involved into it. I just feel like I'm endangerment. Like, I just feel like I don't want to be around her. I think she's just playing secret, mind, weird games. I don't like that.
Tanina makes a pushing away gesture here, which matches up with her words. She's trying to distance herself verbally and non-verbally from her sister's behavior.
Well, first of all, you have to understand everybody's going to act a lot differently.
Oh, Lily set. I keep forgetting.
Right, but why wouldn't you want me to come to the funeral?
Well, there's probably, if you want to look at it from my point of view, not even from a cop's point of view,
Right.
they're probably wondering how a little boy could get drowned, probably struggled, and you didn't hear anything. Because I'm sure there had to have been some noise or a racket. They're probably wondering about that. That's what I would think if I was them.
All right, let me pour it out.
I didn't hear a racket.
Well, I want to start right from when he came to the house until we're sitting here today.
Okay.
We'll take our time. Is that coffee okay?
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
All right. When did D'Angelo come to your house?
Was he found on Sunday or Monday?
Monday.
Monday, he came Saturday.
Is that a normal routine to come on that day, or did he just show up?
Usually they just show up. Sometimes it's D'Angelo, sometimes
Is his brother?
Yes.
Okay. How old?
2.
Okay. So they take turns coming over?
Yeah.
Do they ever come over at the same time? Spend the nights over together?
I feel like somebody's trying to think that I was sleepwalking.
Tanina completely fails to answer the detective's question and changes the focus of the conversation to a whole new topic. The detective had to have taken note of this.
Oh, no one said that.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm the one investigating it now, and I don't think that.
No, I just feel like I feel like, you know, sometimes your mind just rattles off into something else, and your mind starts to just think that, was I sleepwalking? You know what I mean? Was I?
I don't know. Were you?
This exchange that just occurred is intriguing. It seems that Tanina is looking to see if the detective would be open to believing that perhaps she was sleepwalking when the incident occurred. It would have been interesting to see what her response would have been had the detective responded to her question with, "It's possible, what do you think?"
No. I woke up in my bed. But somebody's like playing mind, like I feel like it's just mind tricks. You know what I mean? Like my sister Vicky is just like asking me things that I just don't
Like what?
appreciate.
What did she ask you?
She asked me if there was scratches on me.
Well, because there's marks on your mom.
There is?
I documented them yesterday.
Really?
Yes.
In this case, it's likely okay that the police are disclosing that Terry has marks on her. The detective is not only letting Tanina know that they have evidence, but also testing to see her reaction.
You couldn't see them originally, but marks start to reappear as time goes on. If you get, if I hold your skin real tight right now, I might leave a red mark on your arm, and the bruise will come up a day or so later. You'll see the actual bruise.
For sure. I'm not sure that in the bathtub. I don't want to answer questions because I don't know really what. I don't know what happened, and I don't know. I understand it.
Where's the arms? Why do you have bruises on you?
They asked me that today. And they put all kinds of stuff on me, like I think it was like, you know, like they were doing some kind of testing.
Detectives photographed bruises and abrasions on Terry's arms and hands, which they believe to be proof of the struggle between her and D'Angelo.
You know what? I'm sorry, but there's some right here.
Like what?
There's like little scratches. And there was like a piece of shower curtain under my bed.
A piece of shower curtain under your bed.
Like, it wasn't torn off, it was like cut off.
This interview took a strange turn. Not only does she display some odd behaviors such as mouth covering and nose rubbing after the mention of the cut shower curtain under her bed, Tanina may be trying to paint herself as a victim here. This may be an attempt to try and distance herself from being viewed as a suspect. It seems like she's implying that someone was trying to frame her.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
We'll go back to your house, and I want to see that, if you don't mind.
No, it's fine.
Now, these marks on your leg, explain them to me.
They're just like little... Maybe I'm just freaking out. I don't know. I just feel like... How do you feel? You woke up to your sister's nephew dead, and everybody thinks that you're a part of this. You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not a part of it.
I haven't had anybody tell me that they think you're a part of it. I've talked to quite a few people the last couple of days. So if they're telling you something different, it's different than what I'm hearing, or else you're thinking it.
In addition to Tanina's odd interview, Vicky's jail visits with her mother during those first few critical days were also very interesting. It appears that Terry was preoccupied with thoughts of Tanina, rather than her grandson or even her own well-being.
Oh, I have so many questions. I'm starting to
This is also in your own will.
I know.
Okay? And, you know, Tonina, I'm going to tell you straight out, I don't know so much about this girl, right? She's really in her own world, and she's really weird. And she tried, like, knocking down my door, and she tried beating me up and everything, Mom.
Why?
Because she doesn't want nobody to be around her.
She's all upset, Vicky, please.
I know.
Leave it go.
I am.
Because the baby, you know, what is that?
You have to take care of her. That's the thing, cannot eat it. What would she do? She's home right now. There is nothing in there. Yeah, she's eating. She's fine. You're worried about that right now? You're worried about Tonina right now? No, I'm worried. I think you should worry about yourself. Not Tonina eating. I don't think it matters. Right now, she's fine. She was straightening her hair today. She's perfectly fine. Believe me. And where would Tonina go? I'm so worried about it. She can't, you have a home. She'll have to come stay with you. If there's anything that happens, you know that.
Any way of talking to my daughter?
We don't have facilities for that right now. But when you get transferred over to the Macomb County Jail, I'll probably be able to make phone calls from there. We're pretty much geared to house men here. That's kind of the way it's set up, so we don't have that ability right now. Which daughter did you want to talk to? You've got a couple.
Yeah, the little one, Tonina.
That's the one that you live with, right?
Like we always do.
Because she's trying to
BRB.
all the clothes and things are in there, but
Yeah, we saw the mannequin with the clothes and stuff on it. I don't think she... Get some clothes elsewhere. Yeah, but she's actually pretty good at it.
she's not good at it. She's really, I mean, she makes even after.
She can probably do evening gowns, formal dresses. That's kind of what it looked like.
All right, I'm
There's
back.
Costumes too. They go some kind of feather stuff, and there's all kinds of things.
Oh shit.
I mean, she's turned that room. Circus.
Yeah, it's the age. It's the age.
She puts that studded because there's a big mask.
Yeah. It's like a Mardi Gras type
Well,
thing.
yeah, she's found it. Like put her parts,
Yeah.
Very proud of her.
Yeah, I would be too. She'd be very successful and very talented. She's still going to school. And a lot of times with that kind of job, you got to go to New York or California. It's hard industry.
There was a book under my bed that I would have to return to the library.
And what kind of book was it?
It's a Barbie book.
And what kind of book is it? Like clothing designs, or
It's just Barbies.
you read?
I want to probably work for Mattel.
Okay.
I designed some Barbie. I'm an artist, so when you walk into my room, you'll probably be scared. But
I've heard it's quite different.
oh, okay. Yeah. It's
I guess that's the way to put it.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school at? Formal school.
Formal?
Like an art school, or did you?
I went to IDT. Why is it really bad?
What?
Am I a really bad artist? Or something?
I don't know. I haven't seen your
Oh.
stuff. Do you have a degree in art?
Yeah, it's bachelor's.
And you got it from ITT?
IDT.
When questioned in the early days after D'Angelo's death, Tonina often teetered back and forth between being suspicious of her mother and defending Terry's innocence. She also made strange interjections, often changing the subject.
Did she come in, or did she just drop him off?
She just dropped him off.
And he walked in by himself?
Mhm.
Did he have anything with him?
You know, my mom had this weird, like, not that time, not this time, but like last time, she just had a weird, like, scratch mark on her nose. It's just weird. Why would you have a scratch mark?
What do you mean last time?
Tonina goes completely off topic here, making it clear that she doesn't want to answer, but it's odd. Why wouldn't she want to talk about what he brought with him?
Like, when she was babysitting, like, a month ago, she just had a weird scratch mark, and I wonder where she got it from. and she wouldn't say. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't think my mom's a killer.
All right, well, let's go back.
Yeah.
All right, so he came over, and you guys remember what you did on Saturday after you got over?
We just had a normal day. I was just sewing, and he was just watching me sew and talking about sew, and we watched the movies. And
Okay, how about the next day, Sunday?
Sunday, we just kind of did the same routine. You know, he was kind of just, like, he was kind of creeped out a little bit with my mom. She was kind of pacing. She was kind of, you know, in another world, and he was just hanging out with me, and we were just, you know, watching movies. And
So Sunday, your mom started, you started noticing a change in your mom, or was there a change happening before that?
my mom has, like, some anxiety. She paces back and forth. She just has some issues. Usually when she takes her medication, she's
What medication does she take regularly?
some kind of Prozac or Zantac.
Xanax, you mean?
Yeah, Xanax.
We need to get you medicine. And they said that they were going to give you medicine when they give me this. I don't have I don't take it. I'm anxiety. I have the anxiety. Do you have it right now? No? They can't have those kind of in here.
What do you take? I didn't look at somebody else
No,
handled
that's
it.
fine. They're really, hard names. Respirol, cytochrome.
What kind of medicines are those?
They're just a sedative. Just to calm me.
How long have you been on that stuff?
Actually just started really taking it a month ago.
Is there a reason? Something going on?
No, I just, I've been actually taking it for a year. But, no, I just feel better. I feel more relaxed.
Now, Tanina's hand motions don't quite match up with her words. There seems to be a bit of a delay and a mismatch. She clearly has discomfort talking about her mental health issues. This could be related to the stigma associated with mental health issues, or it could be something more. Risperdal is an antipsychotic used for schizophrenia and bipolar disorder typically. It can also be used to moderate aggression. Though it can have a sedative effect, it treats a far more significant concern than sleep. Citalopram, or Celix, is an SSRI depressant, not a sedative. It's unlikely that Tanina is being completely honest when, after being asked if there's a reason she's taking them, since Risperdal is for serious and typically chronic mental health concerns.
How long was it where you weren't feeling good that you decided you need to get on medicine?
I had a lot of issues working at, like, just, you know, I just feel like I had a lot of anxiety. I don't know, I was at home, I was trying to start a business, and I just realized, you know what, like, it's time for me to take my medicine, and, you know, I stopped smoking. Like, I just, you know, I think come get an epiphany, like, maybe this will help me, and it really actually helped me.
Both Tanina and her mother take medications for their mental health. Tanina was hospitalized in a psychiatric unit just 2 months after her mother in 2009. Psychiatric hospitalizations occur if the person is a threat to themselves or others, or if they're displaying unusual or aggressive behaviors. The hospitalization allows for a safe place for the person to be monitored, be put on medication, and stabilized before they're discharged.
Yes, I have dealt with a lot of things. I have had a hard time getting a job. I have had a hard time living somewhere. People treat me terribly, and I'm an innocent person. I'm a good person, and with what I deal with is just absolutely unacceptable. And, you know, I have to deal a lot with mental health, and I have to deal a lot with CPS. And I've dealt with things like going to a psychologist with my baby, and she asked me if I wanted to kill my baby, and I was like, no, and I was so insulted. And I've had people say, I'm like, I want a house with a basement. Oh, so you can chop bodies up? And I'm like, wow, what do people really think about me? I was given a hallucinogen without my knowledge, and it messed me up for years. I hallucinated, I had all these problems, I had to go to the mental hospital, but I didn't know I was on it.
What time would you usually get home at night?
Sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Would your mom be up when you got home waiting for you, or was she in bed?
She'd be sleeping.
Okay.
But there would be days where she wouldn't be sleeping. It just seems like my mom had a lot on her shoulders. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know why she did it.
Contrary to Tanina's claim that Terry would sometimes be asleep when she'd arrive home in the very early morning hours, their upstairs neighbors reported to police that they often heard arguing when Tanina arrived home from work. They told police that Tanina was disruptive and profane, and that they sometimes had to ask her to quiet down. In one instance, the neighbors heard Tanina screaming, banging, and slamming doors. The neighbor asked Tanina to please lower her voice, to which Tanina responded with, "You," and shouted to the man to suck her.
Well, let's keep going. Sunday, your mom's pacing around. Had she been doing this the previous days, or did it intensify?
There have been many mentions of Terry's pacing. This is a behavior typical of individuals with psychosis. However, this kind of agitation can also appear with people who have Alzheimer's.
Well, let's stay with Sunday. Your mom's pacing around. He's worried. He's a 4-year-old.
Drop my phone.
He's a 4-year-old.
I just feel like everything's screwed up in life.
Well,
I'm sorry, like, my mom's in prison, like, my nephew's dead, like, I have an apartment where a little boy died in.
Once again, Tanina has failed to refer to D'Angelo by name. He's simply a little boy. The detective could have put some pressure on Tanina here by reminding her that he wasn't just a little boy, but was her nephew, D'Angelo, and he was murdered. Perhaps he could have even thrown in, maybe you did it, to see how she would have reacted.
I always feel like it was me.
Pardon me?
I just feel like it was me. I can hear it.
Well, it is. He loved you. He loved Grandma. His spirit is with you. You went to bed. What's the next thing you remember about going to bed?
Genuinely strong emotions usually take a moment to fade. They don't just switch off. However, it's important to note that some mood disorders can make certain individuals' emotions alter and change easily, which may explain this shift.
I just went to bed. I was sound asleep.
How was your sleep?
I was just dreaming.
Do you remember what you're dreaming about?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Buying clothes, buying glasses.
Buying glasses?
Yeah. Buckets?
Buckets of what?
I don't know. It was like my high
Buckets.
school reunion, and we were like in a roller coaster bucket, like just trying to like move from this square to that square, back to that. I don't know what's going on.
But you said you had a good sleep?
Yeah, I was out cold. I usually don't wake up till like 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, did you go to bed late?
Yeah, like I'm really out cold.
Were you out cold this night?
Yeah, but the weird part about it is that I woke up at 7:30. I never wake up at 7:30. I don't wake up till like 11 or 12, usually when I go to bed early.
This is an interesting slip-up. First, it's 3 a.m., then 3 p.m., now 11 a.m. or 12.
Right?
There are a lot of discrepancies in her story.
I don't know, it's just weird.
Do you remember writing in the original statement that you were tossing and turning?
Yeah, I woke up, I was tossing and turning, I didn't hear any screaming, I didn't hear anything.
So,
Not all night. No, not all night. I was out cold, I was dreaming, but like when I woke up, it was probably around 6 o'clock, and I was just probably just rattling around, just trying to go back to sleep. Maybe it wasn't even 6, maybe it just was like 7 or something. Maybe it was 30 minutes prior. But I was out, and then I woke up and I was tossing and turning. And I finally woke up.
So you're tossing and turning, you woke up around 7 or so. You don't know why, because you get up a lot later normally when you go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next thing that you remembered?
Going to the bathroom. I was just dreaming, and it was a good dream. It was just buying glasses and just...
Her palms being up during the statement here could be a sign of uncertainty for something that shouldn't be that difficult to recall, but could also be because she's talking about dreaming, which might baffle some people.
No, I was just dreaming. I'm sorry. It was just...
Well, you
thought,
can't
but-
apologize for your dreams.
No, but it was just shopping in my dream. That was my dream. Like, I was just shopping, and I woke up, and I was just going to the bathroom, and Mom was like, Tony, no.
So you got up and you were going to the bathroom. Is there more than one bathroom?
Yeah, there's 2.
Or which bathroom were you going to?
My bathroom.
You have a bathroom in your room?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it a bathroom that divides between the bedrooms, or just as
No, there's the bathroom in my room.
Okay, because I haven't been there yet.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so you were going into your bathroom. Did you
Should
go?
I be in there? Is it weird
Where?
to be in there in my apartment?
Well, everyone's different. I mean, I'd feel uncomfortable. I mean, not a good thing happened there.
No, I know, but it's like,
That's up to you. Do you have anywhere else to go?
no, that's a problem. I don't know where to go. And it's like, I don't want to bother anybody. And this is such a
What?
case, like, where...
Okay.
That's part of it right there.
Well, let's deal with that. We're getting on a good train here, and I want to just get your memory while I have it. When you were getting up to go to the bathroom, did you make it into your bathroom? Did
Yeah.
And when you went in there, what did you do?
I went to the bathroom, and she was like, Tunina, are you up? And I'm like, yeah.
We're
And she was
watch-
like perky. She was just like, Tunina, are you up?
This contradicts what Tanina said earlier when she described her mom to have been pacing the home and stressed out.
Where was she when she said that?
She was right outside my door.
Where was your mom at this point?
She was just pacing back and forth, like she really didn't know what she was doing.
Pacing where? In the living room, the kitchen, the hallway, her bedroom?
She was pacing in the kitchen.
Okay.
She was perky.
Yeah.
Does your mom wake up early or late normally?
Usually she wakes up early. I don't know, sometimes she just paces outside the door. Like, sometimes I don't go to bed at 3, and I'll just see her pacing outside my door.
You keep the door open?
No, I keep it closed.
Well, how could you see her?
Because I opened the door, like I heard her rattling.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like you can hear somebody, their clothes going, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like footsteps, and I would open it, and she would just be standing out there, and it would freak me out.
So she said, Tonina, are you up? Is that what she said?
Yeah.
And she was outside your bedroom?
Yeah. No, she was outside my bathroom door.
Okay, so
My bathroom's inside.
So she had to come into your bedroom.
Yeah. I just feel like, I'm sorry, I just feel like if I just would have woken up earlier, maybe I could have saved his life. You know what I'm saying? This is why I blame myself. This is why I blame myself. If I would have woken up and given him CPR an hour before, maybe I could have saved him. Maybe I could have got that water out. This is what I'm dealing with. Like, I just feel like...
Everyone's going to feel some guilt. Everyone's going to feel
Why?
guilt for taking him there.
Why? Like, I thought he was coming back to life. Like, I was trying to pump it back in. Like, I thought he was coming back. I felt warm. I just feel like...
Well,
this is the hardest thing. Like, I totally need counseling.
There's a long pause here, followed by deflection.
Well,
this is the hardest thing. Like, I totally need counseling. I totally...
No, you're definitely a candidate.
Need...
You got somebody? You've got doctors that are prescribing you medicine.
I'm definitely getting counseling. I'm definitely going to go for...
So your mom comes in your bedroom and says, Tonina, are you up?
Mm-hmm.
What happened next?
It's really bad.
Did somebody die?
It's okay. I'm the one doing this one right now. So.
Karumoru died at some point. Shit.
She told me what she did.
What did she say?
I don't know if I should even...
Well, your mom, let me put it this way. Right now, your mom is going to get charged with murder.
Here, the detective probably should have just stayed quiet and let her say exactly what happened. This would lock her into a statement and give the police something to use. Notice the detective's body language. He's been fidgeting with his shirt, tie, and scratching his leg. He's very good at what he does, but his body language seems to indicate that he doesn't believe her and has had enough. The detective drops this bombshell because the medical examiner's report has come back. Though it was no surprise that D'Angelo's cause of death was drowning, there were some unusual findings. The 4-year-old had suffered several contusions around his neck and abrasions on his face. But the most significant were the compression-related injuries in his mouth. This suggested that D'Angelo's death was no accident, but that he had been forcefully held underwater. Years later, Tonina shared a theory about what she thinks may have happened.
There was a neighbor that had seen people, and I think she's seen somebody in her house, and they didn't want to listen to anything she had to say. And I think that was a really key part of the evidence, was that neighbor to say that something did happen.
It's worth noting that Tonina's suggestion cannot be corroborated with any witness testimony or obtained case reports. In fact, according to official records, Tonina and Terry were the only 2 people in the house at the time D'Angelo drowned.
Now let me explain that to you. Murder in Michigan is anywhere from something called involuntary manslaughter, where you unintentionally killed somebody, all the way to first-degree murder, where you planned it. And with each different stage of murder, there's different penalties. Now listen, but every single word that your mom says, I interviewed your mom for an hour and a half yesterday. Okay? Every single word that your mom says, just because we're police doesn't mean that I have to make sure your mom gets charged with first-degree murder. I need the charges to fit what your mom did, your mom's mental state. I needed everything.
The detective may sound a little out of bounds here by insinuating that he has the power to make things easier or harder on her mom. Yet it seems he's saying that he wants to have all the relevant facts and evidence so that any charges filed match the facts and evidence. In many ways, this is just good police work and is meant to establish the presence or absence of any elements of the crime, including mental state, premeditation, and so on. Essentially, by talking about the charges, he's saying that he thinks Terry did it, but he wants to hear why from Tonina.
D'Angelo's gone. We can't change that. But we still can change.
But how can you change?
Listen.
Like, people are blaming me.
I haven't. I'm sitting with you. I'm the detective. You need to only worry about me right now. Okay? Now listen. So as your mom's in jail, we need to determine, because of everything that she said and did, whether she needs to be in jail for the rest of her life or in jail for a little while and get some mental help and be able to relive her life. So everything that you tell me is absolutely 100% important, so I can put all the pieces of the puzzle together and get your mom taken care of. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I know.
So I can't have you say, I don't think I should tell you. Your mom already told me, but she's forgetting some things.
She was just disoriented. Like, she was just...
You said she told you what she did. Tell me what she said.
She just said D'Angelo's in the tub. And I went over to the tub, and he was gone. D'Angelo's dead in the tub.
She said that?
Yeah.
Okay, she said D'Angelo's in the tub.
Yeah.
And when she said that, what did you say?
I said, yeah, right, you're kidding. Like, what the f*** are you talking about?
But if she would have just said D'Angelo's in the tub, couldn't she have just meant originally that he was taking a bath or something?
No, she said that D'Angelo's dead.
At the scene, when officers first arrived, Terry told them that after spending the night on the sofa with her grandson, she went to the hallway bathroom and drew a bath. She then picked up a sleeping D'Angelo, still in his pajamas, and placed him in the tub.
Then why would your mom say she picked him up and put him in the water?
She did put him in the water?
Mm-hmm.
And if that weren't strange enough, what she said next was even more bizarre. After putting him in the water, Terry stated that she simply left him there and offered no further explanation of how he suddenly stopped breathing.
Who put him in there?
My mom did.
Where's your mom?
Right here.
All right, how long has she been in there?
For like an hour.
All right.
I love D'Angelo. You know that. D'Angelo, he has a high voice. Hi. You know, the little voice. Like a toy. He walks around like a little toy. I love D'Angelo, and I love all of the grandchildren. I don't understand this, what happened to him. I don't either. No, because I love him so very much. With all his family, they're all... Bashar must be out of his mind. Out of his mind. He looks just like him. But no one's putting any blame on you. We just want to know what happened. It just, all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but it just snapped. I don't know, something to... I don't know. What time? He woke up. He just woke up in the morning. He had his little rest.
And what time did he wake up?
About 7:30.
Okay, and what did he do after that?
He just was like, he just didn't even get out. He just getting laying there, you know what I mean? I don't know. Just what happened.
And was he awake when this happened?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And then you responded with what you just said. You're kidding me, or
Right.
you know, are you out of it? Whatever.
Right.
And then what did you do?
I just thought she was joking. Like, you're going to...
Nice.
the bathroom.
3K damage for Thunder 5.
He was floating there.
Alright, let me
I can just think about it 24 hours.
pour it back.
Well, yeah, it's probably the same. That's all I think about. My little guy. I don't want him to come back. He's
Go
not
use my
gonna come
merits.
back. He's not gonna come back. What about Amy?
And
Was she alright?
No, Amy's not all right.
No.
But I'm trying to keep everything calm and not tell them what's going on too much. Just trying to keep her calm and her spirits lifted before my sister has a heart attack. What the hell?
So you walked over, or did she walk over with you?
I walked over and she walked over with me. And she just started pacing. Like, she was just so out of it. She was so disoriented.
Earlier, her legs appeared restless, which could be an adaptive behavior to dispel some of her nervous energy, and she was also making very intense eye contact with the detective, perhaps trying to see if he was believing her.
And then you responded with what you just said. You're kidding me, or
Right.
you know, are you out of here? Whatever.
Right.
Now, as she talks about D'Angelo floating, she makes an eye-blocking gesture, suggesting, understandably, that she doesn't want to re-see that.
When you saw him floating, how was he positioned?
On his back.
Okay, he was on his back. Where was his head and feet in relation to the bathtub?
His head is this way. His feet were... Actually, his head was that way. His feet was this way.
Okay, was his head closer to the water spigot or on the opposite side of the water spigot where the water comes out?
His feet were on this side.
What side?
This side.
I don't know what that means though.
The water spigot's this side.
So his feet were that way by the water spigot, and his head was in the other end.
Yeah.
The detective is finally making some headway into the morning's events, and Tanina's strange comments continue to stack up.
And he was laying there. What did he have on?
He had on his plaid pants.
What about his shirt that he was wearing when he went to bed?
He had a Spider-Man shirt on.
It's still on? Okay.
No, actually, it was torn off. You know what? That's a good point. Like, my mom never cuts anything. My mom doesn't have... Like, she was so disoriented. Why would she cut up a shirt?
Was it cut or torn?
It was, like, cut. It was cut. A shower curtain was cut. Not, like, torn. It was, like, cut off and put under my bed.
How big of a piece of shower curtain?
Like, this big.
Again, she's deflecting when asked details about her nephew's death. This is a way to avoid answering the question the detective is asking.
Did she cut it out in a circle or cut it out in... What shape is it?
Like a circle.
It's still there?
Yeah.
Where is it right now?
It's under my bed.
How did you find it?
I was looking for something.
What were you looking for?
Maybe jewelry, something. Maybe I was just looking for something under my bed.
What?
Well, let's stick right now with you finding D'Angelo in the tub? He's floating with his feet.
Actually, you know what? There was a Barbie book under my bed.
Okay, well, let's get.
No,
we'll,
that's fine.
We'll get to that. I want to just keep on the train we're on.
Once again, Tanina tries to deflect and seems to be trying to set up a story that somebody else was involved. She mentions again the presence of the shower curtain under her bed, but then is vague when answering a simple question about how she found it. She hesitates when telling the detective why she was searching under her bed. It's a simple question to a very specific act, yet she can't answer it directly and then changes her answer. There are major red flags here, but we shouldn't be too surprised at this point, because Tanina has been hesitant and often vague in her responses all along. She's made most of her statements with her palms up, showing signs of uncertainty and with upward inflections. Very little time has passed since the incident, so these things should stand out in her mind.
His feet are closer to the water spigot and his head's over here. He's floating. His shirt is cut, you said. How was it cut?
It was just like cut off and just cut like in strands. I don't know, it's weird. Why would somebody just cut strands? Like, why would somebody just sit there and just cut a shirt? I'm sorry, I just think it's so strange.
Does your mom keep scissors?
No, my mom hates to cut.
You use scissors.
I use scissors.
Do you have a lot of pair of scissors in your house?
Yeah, I tons of scissors.
Did you find any that were out of place?
No, I don't think so. I didn't even pay attention.
Tanina does an interesting lip compression before she says she has scissors. Her statements are all over the place. First, the strange comment that her mom hates to cut, followed by I don't think so and I didn't pay attention when talking about any scissors being out of place. It's like she's trying to create an alibi for her mom while also not casting too many suspicions on herself.
And she said he's in the tub.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then what happened?
I called 911 and I tried to like give him CPR and I thought he was gonna make it. And I asked my mom to help me, but she was pacing. I just feel like I didn't do it right.
Do CPR, right?
Right.
Someone was going over the phone with you how to do it.
Right, but I just feel like I failed. Like,
The detective is trying to get her to mirror him, which she does briefly before leaning back. He seems to leave his hands on his face when he sees she's done the same, perhaps in an attempt to keep her connected to him.
but are you supposed to like just pound it like a ham?
A ham.
I don't know, like are you just supposed to pound it? Like I mean like are you just supposed
No,
to like
you're supposed to make a significant movement on his chest or their chest, whoever's chest, to be able to get the blood flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a perfect way that they like people to do CPR, but even doing chest compressions sometimes can help people. So don't think you did it wrong.
Did I do it wrong?
I don't know. If
Jesus.
I feel like maybe I just did it wrong and that's why it was bad. Maybe
No.
I feel like I'm blaming myself. I feel like I just woke up to this and everything just.
or he was past the point that CPR could help. We don't know how long he was
But I
in
feel
there.
like he was like that.
Like what?
Like when I was giving him CPR, he was like it was coming back.
How was he warm?
Yeah,
How
He
warm
was
was the
warm.
bath water?
it was cold.
The bath water was cold and he was warm.
Mhm.
It's not believable that the bath water would be cold, but that D'Angelo would feel warm to the touch.
He rolled over. On his own? I think so, yeah. Okay, keep breathing. Keep pumping and breathing. Let me know if he's breathing. I think he's kind of, I don't know, he's not breathing yet. 14. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy, that's right. Talk to us. All right, give him some deep breaths.
Actually, let me go back to the Mog House real quick.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine. Don't lose it now. You're working for him. Okay. Ambulance will be there very soon. Okay, I'm getting him back. I get you. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay, I heard him talk. You heard? Okay, keep doing it. Keep doing it. When he starts stopping, then he's back. I heard him kind of go like that. You heard him make some kind of noise? Yeah, I don't know if that's just the water. Any breath? We'll keep doing it though.
Who got him out of the tub?
I did.
How did you carry him?
I carried him up, and I set him down.
On the floor next to the tub?
Mhm. Maybe I didn't tilt his head right.
You can't think like that. Who called the police or
I
911?
did.
And your mom wasn't doing anything?
No.
After the police arrived and EMS, they took over.
Mhm.
Did you talk to your mom at all?
No, she was getting questioned.
And have you had a chance to talk to her at all?
No, I haven't.
So once the police and EMS arrived, you had no conversation with your mom about anything.
No.
The last thing she said to you was he's in the tub.
Mhm.
And when he was in the tub and you first saw him, did you say anything to her?
I told her to help me.
Okay. Did you ask what happened? How did he get in here? What's going on? Did you ask anything like that?
I don't remember. I think so. I think I was just concerned about getting his life back. I think I was just concerned. I just thought this was. I didn't know what to think. What do you do?
Well, is the shower curtain still in that bathroom?
Yeah.
Is it missing a piece? Well, the piece of shower curtain you found under your bed, where did that come from?
I don't know.
It's not from the shower curtain at your house?
No. I didn't find a missing piece. I can't find a cut-off piece.
Well, you said you found a cut-off piece under your bed.
But I can't find it on any shower curtain. You gotta re-look.
Well, you only have one. How many shower curtains?
2.
Well, we'll go back together and look, okay? Did you look at any of your scissors to see if there was any material from his shirt?
I looked in the bathtub, and I found a little fiber.
Okay.
But
Do any of your scissors have any of the...
I'll check that. I didn't look.
We'll go check?
Okay. I can check.
Tanina's palms are up as she makes big motions with her hands.
I'm going to ask you a horrific question.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that it's possible that during your night or sleeping or dreaming you got up and did anything to him?
No, I never sleepwalk.
First, she shakes her head yes while he's asking the question.
What the fuck?
Then she starts shaking her head no before she denies sleepwalking. Not denying that she did anything to him, just denying that she sleepwalks, which is odd, because you would expect her to adamantly deny everything. Despite Tanina's claim that she never sleepwalks, Vicky reported to police that Tanina confessed to sleepwalking and hallucinating during a car ride together.
I had people go, saying the worst stuff. I was sleepwalking. I was scared. I'm like, do I sleepwalk? I do not sleepwalk, by the way. But they were putting stuff in my head, and I've dealt with so much that is just so wrong, and I just want to get through it, and I just want to have a normal life.
But I want to ask my mom if I was up. I don't know. I was just dreaming. I was out cold. I don't know. That's what I'm scared of. It's embarrassing.
Well, it's not your fault.
Yeah, but it's my mom.
But
That's why I feel.
But
it's
it
my
isn't,
mom.
but it
Like,
isn't you.
It's my mom. But it's my mom.
This would have been a good point for the detective to ask Tanina to explain this claim further. Also, it seems weird to feel an emotion like embarrassment, given the tragic situation.
We have like that bond.
You're embarrassed for your mom.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed for my mom. I hate that my mom's there. I hate that this happened. I feel so embarrassed. I feel. That's what it is. It's just I feel so. It's your mom. How do you deal with it?
I don't know.
A sweet little woman. You know what I mean?
Doesn't make sense to us. Why she would snap. She told me she snapped over money and shit like that. Doesn't make any sense.
Detectives tried to question Terry one more time while in jail. After initially being confused about whether or not the detective speaking to her was actually her lawyer, Terry said, "I did not plan this. It was an accident. I didn't plan it." She repeated this sentiment multiple times and followed it by stating, "I don't really remember what happened." Though it took some time and prompting from the detective, Terry eventually stated he didn't fight or anything, but that, "I don't remember what happened with D'Angelo in the bathroom. My mind is like, I don't feel like I remember everything that happened to him. It was like it just happened." However, Terry made the incriminating statement that she, quote, "did snap. I just had so many pressures, having no money, no place, there's so many things." However, she didn't make an outright confession to drowning D'Angelo. Towards the end of the interview, in one of the few clear statements she made, Terry was adamant that no one killed him. Still, the vague claim that she snapped was further reinforced by the recorded conversations Terry was having with her daughter, Vicky.
I don't know what happened to him. I just snapped. I think it just was just too many things bothering me. Did you know he died? Did you know? Yes. I think so, yeah. You did know. I know he's died. And Tonina tried to resuscitate him? Yeah. And was he coming back? No. No. So he had been dead in the water for a while? No. Maybe like 2 minutes. And how did he get in there? I don't know. You snapped? You just snapped? You just snapped. That's a nightmare. What the? Oh my God. I mean, things happen and people screw up and drink and drive and do things like that, but not this. I love you. You're my mother. I will always love you and always be there for you. I love you with all my heart. I do love you. Always know I will be there for you, no matter what. I love you. You will always be my mother. I'll never hate you or nothing. I always will love you. And I will help you with the best I can. I need you to stay strong. I know you do, and the kids love you too. I love the kids. Nobody does it when they find us out. They're not the world will not like me. Okay. Well, that's not. No. The world knows who you are. You're a good mother. You're a good person. Okay? I wouldn't be sitting here right now if I didn't love you. Thank you. What happened? I never understood it.
At one point during her interview, Terry claimed that she had too many pressures, including financial issues.
Was it that bad financially for her?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. My mom did weird, but
Like what?
I don't know. She would shut off the vents. I don't know.
Shut off the what?
She shut off the vent to my room. I don't know. I mean, who knows?
I'm trying to worry about getting dressed, but I can't afford the clothes to walk to get somewhere we go because the clothes cost so much money for everything to get them on, the boots, the clothes, you know that. And no, to get that's not how you. And I there's a will and a way. Okay, today my blinker fell off my car. Right. Okay, well I'm not crazy about it. No, but I can't. If you want to go get food, you want to go get this, you got to go pay that, you have to do this. It's like you can't get what you got to do to get done. It's very, very difficult. But you have a Mustang sitting there, and you're not supposed to be really driving around. Right. Okay, you're not like the best driver in the world, but you had Tonina's Mustang in the morning. She wasn't even working. You could have went and got a job. We told you that. What are you doing? What? Right. I mean, come on, Mom. What happened? Angelo's dead. Mom, the baby is dead. I don't know what happened to him. I just snapped.
Oh, right.
It just too many things bothered me. Did you know what the consequences would be?
I'm probably gonna get going soon.
No, you didn't.
I gotta get some rest. But come along. Thanks again. I know you're probably gone, but thank you for being the first YouTube chatter ever on my channel. You're the best. Awesome. You always make me laugh.
I don't know what to do. I think I'm so confused. I don't want to be with somebody who's gonna sit there and sit here and just. I don't. My sister's family is.
Which sister?
Amy's. They're Chaldean people. I don't want to be around people who are gonna blame me and accuse me.
Well, I haven't heard anybody do that yet. Has anybody said that to you, or are you just feeling that?
No, they have said it.
They blame you.
They're blaming me.
Why? What did they say? Why?
I don't know. I already am dealing with so much. What the?
Well, I'll make some calls today for you and try and get this straightened out. Okay?
I just need a place to go.
Why don't we call your friend?
Okay.
This is a smart move on the part of the detective. Calling Tanina's friend for her is a good way to gain Tanina's support. It would be wise to set up another interview with her. It seems she likely knows more about what really happened to D'Angelo.
You want me to talk to her?
That's fine.
You got her phone?
I don't want her to be involved. I don't want anybody to be involved.
During her interrogation, Tanina makes a few references to her family, believing she may be involved. It seems she was correct, as Tanina's sister Vicky later came to the police station to make a statement after she picked up Tanina from a psychological evaluation. Vicky alleged that Tanina told her she was a, quote, killer in her sleep, that she stabs people in her sleep, and that she was acting out of body.
No, I never sleepwalk.
Though Vicky wrote in her statement that Tanina told her she was the killer of D'Angelo Tobia, there's no evidence to support this allegation. Later, Tanina stated she was not on her medication at the time she made the comments to her sister, and that she had been experiencing a psychotic break. To make matters even more confusing, though, you'll recall that Tanina told the detective during her interrogation that she was taking medication, so it's hard to know which is the truth, whether she was on medication.
I think I'm
or
gonna
not.
set up
Either way, it's not uncommon for people with bipolar
for
or other mood disorders to be inconsistent with
leveling my
medication.
dragoon
So technically, she may have been on her medication at one point,
soon.
recently come
But
off.
I'll go ahead and
Tanina has also since made inflammatory
get my
accusations about the medical staff that
set
treated
ready.
D'Angelo. Though case reports indicate
Just
that
gonna
Tanina was
get
escorted
an
to the
idea.
hospital by police and arrived only in time to hear that D'Angelo hadn't made it. She's asserted
And
that
then I'll probably
hospital
get
staff wanted him to die, did nothing, and neglected to put him into a drowning unit, which doesn't exist. She also maintains that she was there at his side as he passed.
And I held his hand in the hospital, and that's when he turned blue, and that's when he died. That's when he died.
But there's no evidence to suggest that Tanina was with D'Angelo after he was removed from the home.
I'll tell you what.
My best friend.
Who? She is?
No, she was my best friend, but that little kid was my best friend.
Sorry, you ought to call one of your doctors today who gives you that and get a recommendation to get in to see somebody. Pardon me?
Dang.
I will meet you up in front. I'll come in and let you know what car I'm in, and we'll just follow you over to your house, okay?
Sorry, shit.
Is my place really that different?
What do you mean?
I don't know, is it different?
Different.
You said my house was different, my apartment.
Well, you're going to be in there thinking about stuff. Yeah, it's going to be different.
No, like it's different. The scheme.
The scheme?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean by that.
The paint.
The paint?
Like the decoration.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you said it was different.
No, other people described it as that.
Oh no, was it bad?
I don't know.
This odd tangent likely left detectives with more questions than answers, and one has to imagine that the major inconsistencies between her two interviews also left them unsure of the truth. Among her contradictory statements were her claims about sleepwalking, along with various times that she believed she woke up the morning D'Angelo drowned.
When I woke up, my mom had knocked on my door. It was 3 a.m. in the morning.
I woke up at 7.
That happened to me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I think he drowned like maybe an hour or so prior to
Prior to
waking up.
The 911 call was made at 7:14 a.m., which better aligns with her waking up at 7 a.m. and not an hour prior as stated in her second interview. But neither can be proven.
You know, in 2009, I was kind of like a supermodel. And I think a lot of people were really kind of jealous of my success. And I think people were really trying to hurt me. And I think they just wanted to do something to really hurt me. And when I read things like they want to be a vigilante and they want to come after me and they got some, motive to do it, I really feel like, yeah, somebody was trying to really hurt me. And they were trying to hurt my family. And I think jealousy is really gross and ugly, but I can't tell you I have seen it. And it has it has really hurt me. I mean, I would go to Starbucks and these girls would be like, you smell and you have stretch marks. And I'm like, why?
What?
Why are you talking? Because I'm pretty? You want to hurt me? And I've just dealt a lot with people really trying to put me down and hurt my feelings. And I'm tired of feeling like garbage. I'm not garbage. I'm a good person. I'm worth it.
Terry was officially charged with first-degree felony murder in the drowning death of her grandson, D'Angelo. Everything came to a head when the case went to court. The 911 call itself was also a major point of contention for both the prosecution and defense teams.
Is blue? Yeah. All right. You know where his heart is in the middle of his chest? Yeah. All right, take your two hands and just a little bit above and just push on his chest in the middle as much as you can, okay? Do about 10 times and then breathe into him again. I need you to stay calm. Stay calm. No, what's this? Okay. Is there two people there? Yeah. All right, I want two people. One to do the chest compressions and the other one to breathe for him. Mom, can you come here? Can you breathe in his mouth? Breathe in his mouth. No, breathe in his mouth. Is somebody there yet? No, not yet. Okay, I thought I heard a voice. Oh, it's my mom. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The prosecution used the call to stress Terry's refusal to help Tanina with CPR, even after being instructed to do so. The defense, on the other hand, used the call against Tanina to demonstrate that her initial behavior on the call was matter-of-fact, and that she seemed uncaring. The defense claimed that she didn't become hysterical until dispatch started asking her questions, hoping this would prove that she wasn't quite as distraught as she'd led them to believe.
I was insulted with my 911 call. They made fun of the fact that I didn't get him out of the tub first, and I apologize about that, but I was in total shock, and I didn't know what to do. It was the most shocking thing. I've never had anything ever happen to me like that. So, I just want to let the truth be told that we aren't bad people. We're really good people. Yes, we do struggle with mental health, but I think everybody does.
There was no doubt that both Tanina and Terry exhibited bizarre behavior, and the knowledge that both women allegedly confessed to the crime only added to the confusion about what really happened. Terry's attorney suggested that her confession was the false one, and not Tanina's. He fought to show that Terry's love for her daughter was greater than anything else, and that she'd do anything to protect her.
He's going to take care of Tonina forever. I mean, yeah, so this is going on. Yeah, we're going to take care of Tonina and Julio, yeah. What do we do with Tonina for everything? She's going to stay in the apartment and take care of it. There's no food in there. Look, but she'll figure it out because she's going to have to get a job. This is the whole thing. She was supposed to get a food card. Can you help her with all that, the food card? Okay, and I want you to remember that I love you. You're my mom. What did Tonina say? She's worried. She's concerned. Okay, she's worried and very concerned. I feel sorry. She's like in another world. I think that's the whole thing, too. She's like in a sewing room. She's made a store. She's got mirrors on the wall. That's not the concern. The concern is D'Angelo. There's a 4-year-old son. My nephew, Mom. I take him to school. He's gone. I know. My nephew. I love him.
The defense attorney rationalized that Terry showed deep concern for Tanina and that she was willing to go to jail to protect her. Terry was put on trial 3 separate times between 2010 and 2012. All 3 were declared mistrials, the first for inadmissible statements made in court, the second because the only witness, Tanina, was unavailable for testimony. The reason that she was suddenly unavailable for testimony was because she'd been arrested for indecent exposure and assault on a police officer.
What
However,
the
it's
fuck?
quite odd for a witness to be unavailable due to incarceration. Unavailable is a specific term in relation to witness testimony and relates to rules of criminal procedure. Witnesses are usually unavailable due to death, inability to be located, inability to recollect events, or an outright refusal to testify. The third trial was declared a mistrial due to a jury deadlock. In early 2013, however, Terry was brought back to trial for the fourth and final time. Tanina didn't testify in her mother's fourth trial, but her previous testimony for the prosecution was permitted, in which she told the court that her mother admitted to her that morning that she'd killed D'Angelo. While both legal teams never disputed that D'Angelo had been murdered, the defense was adamant that Terry was desperate to cover for her daughter and believed that her behavior, her claim to having snapped, phone calls, and refusal to testify were all to protect Tanina. The prosecution maintained that there was no evidence to support this theory. Yet on March 11, 2013, 2 years after D'Angelo's death, Terry Rita Borgia was found guilty of felony murder. She was sentenced to life in prison, where she died from cancer in May of 2018.
I really think the sentence that they gave her was so harsh. I think the law is such a travesty. I don't think she should have been in there that long. I think that, she got cancer. I don't think they helped her at all with cancer. She absolutely died, and they didn't even tell me she was dying. I saw my mom in a coffin. I didn't get to say goodbye to my mom. I didn't get to say anything to her. I didn't get to introduce her to my kids. I mean, wow, my mom was a dog. The law is just, it's awful. Something just absolutely needs to be done about it. You think it's so great. It just absolutely isn't. It's just not fair. And I tell you, these people, their biases and opinions, everyone's listening to them. And they just think they're the right. It's not. It's absolutely not. And I wish people would just think outside the box and start asking questions. My family didn't know who to blame or what to blame. We still really don't know what really happened. I don't know if it really is my mom. It's definitely not me. But I do believe that someone did come into our house. I was sleeping at night and I could feel myself moving around, like somebody was moving on and off my pants. And I did have this weird dream about people from my high school and moving in seats with them. And when I woke up, I was in different clothing and it was just absolutely bizarre. It's interesting because I was picked apart and I was insulted on everything that I did.
When we asked her directly what she remembers about her nephew, Tanina had this to say.
I remember a little bit about him, and it's only because I had to work so hard. My dad passed away at 20 years old, so I had to work 2 jobs. So I never got to really spend that much time with him. I never got to spend birthday parties, and I only saw him once in a while because I had bills and I went to college and I had to pay student loans. I had to pay a car payment. I had so much that I was just always working. And my sisters were really mad that I couldn't spend time, but I was 26 and I had to support myself. And I've been supporting myself on my own for a long time. And with Mark, he helps me, but it's been a huge struggle.
The conflicting details she gives may be indicative of deception, or simply a safeguard put up by her own mind. Memories can be untrustworthy, especially regarding trauma. Individuals can believe things that could not have happened, yet the memories are incredibly distinct. Finally, there's the matter of the odd reference to Eminem's song 3 a.m. A look at the lyrics reveals something rather eerie, but we'll let you decide.
When I woke up, my mom had knocked on my door. It was 3 a.m. in the morning. And it's interesting because Eminem has a song. 3 a.m. in the morning, put my key in the door, bodies laying all over the floor. I don't remember how they got there, but I must have killed them. And I think it's a really interesting song because that happened to me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how that happened.
Some of the lyrics read, pushed him into the stinking tub, cut him up into pieces, and just when I went to drink his blood, I thought I ought to drink his bathwater. That ought to be fun. We reached out to Tanina to clarify some of the seemingly conflicting statements she made, but we haven't heard back. It's important to note, however, that Tanina has never been charged for D'Angelo Tobia's murder.
That's so weird about the Eminem song. Alright, I gotta get going. Alright, yeah. I gotta go. Thank you everyone. Thank you, Hum Along. Thank you for the lurkers. Thank you for everyone who's being chill, and sorry I missed anybody's little hums message. Yeah, I'm gonna get going. I'm just gonna put some last stuff up. So I'm ready for next time. The hell? Alright, yeah, take care. Later. Love ya. Have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Peace out. Later. Bye, 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 bye. Bye. Later. Love ya. Ho, ho, ho. Bye.